Hello.
Hello,
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How about you?
I'm very well, thank you. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Of course, I would. My name is Hamza. I'm from Turkey. I am 21 years old, and I work at a hospital as a nurse.
Wow.
Yeah, and also I'm a student.
Mm-hmm.
I wanna be anesthetized, uh,
Anesthesiologist.
anesthesiologist. Yeah,
Yes.
and I have been learning English for almost 9 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Sorry, my kid is screaming in the back. Oh no.
Your
Woo.
child?
Yes. He doesn't understand why he can't be with me when I'm teaching.
No, it's okay.
So
Don't worry.
sorry, that
I
is
know.
very painful
No,
noise, I
I'm
think.
get used to listen this kind of voice because I am a pediatric nurse.
Very good.
Mm.
Do you want children of your own at some point?
I'm sorry?
Would you like to have children of your own when a little bit
No,
later?
no. Now it's so
No?
early. Maybe 10 years later, it's possible. But now I don't want to. I
Mm. What is the average age in Turkey for people to have children?
generally the reasonable age
Mm-hmm.
between 21 and 30 years old, yes.
Wow. Okay. And so let me just get your name right before
Mhm.
you said Hamza.
Yes, my name is Hamza. Your name is Melissa.
Hamza. Melissa. Yes, I know it's very popular in Turkey.
Yeah, I was going to
Um,
say like this.
yes, I have a lot of Turkish students, and every time meet a new student from Turkey, they always tell me how popular this name is. So, anyways, I am a part-time teacher on Cambly,
Mhm,
and I have my own events company.
mhm.
I am 30 years old, and I'm a mother to one little 2-year-old monster. And yes, that's about it.
Yeah, you look like younger than 30, by the way.
Oh, that's good. Okay, hopefully, well, I think maybe it's the camera.
No, no, no. It's really my opinion about you. Although
Oh,
you
thank
have a
you. That's
child,
really sweet.
although,
Yes,
yeah.
he's only 2 years old. He turned two on last Thursday. So I'm still very tired because we had his birthday party.
Mhm.
And as you can imagine, 6 toddlers running around screaming. Yes, it's quite exhausting.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
some people
go
don't
ahead.
accept that for they turn to 30. They usually some of them say I am 20 half of 29. I am
Ah,
29.5.
well, I am 30. I will be turning 31 in October.
Mhm.
I'm actually doing the same thing. I'm not saying 0.5. I'm saying I'm only 30, although I'm turning 31 in a few months. Um,
Okay.
so I would like to. I see that you've subscribed to a course, but I
Mhm.
would like to get to know you a little bit because it's the first time that I've met you. So I
Mhm.
want to know what makes you happy.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I don't want to go with this lesson. I have another lesson
Okay.
on Engo,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I would like to share with you. Yes, that's it. By the way, have you ever been to Turkey before?
I've been to the airport. Does that count?
Yeah.
I've been to Istanbul airport many times, but I've never been into Turkey.
Yeah, it's how could you say Turkey? I understand what you mean, but I don't know this correct word.
Okay.
In I think fly terms. Anyway, and
Okay. Yeah. So, before we go into the lesson, Hamza, I want to know a little bit about you. I want to know, what are your hobbies? What makes you happy? What do you like to do?
of course I can tell you. I'm so curious man, right? And I like doing interesting things. And my best hobby, reading books and swimming and doing exercise and traveling, discover new things, and that's why I'm here to learn English. This is my hobby actually.
Okay.
I really enjoying learning English. Yeah.
Yes, I think learning languages is just one of the best things you can do, because especially when you're traveling, or even when you're in your own city or town, when you meet someone, or you can hear that someone's speaking a language that you know, and you start talking to them, it's like automatically you become the best friends. You become best friends in 1 second because you speak the same language.
You have a point.
Language is it's like magic, it brings us together so quickly. And yeah, I love learning new languages. You can connect with people so much easier and so much better. And I understand that English is quite hard for Turkish students because the language is completely the other way around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I have an experience of like it was 6 months ago. I was walking onto the Galata Tower, right? Galata Tower is a famous place in Istanbul, and many tourists,
Okay.
many people come to there. And I saw a man who was from Korea,
Korea.
and he was 24 years old, and he told me he requested me my help, right? And I helped him, and we worked there together, and we became a friend. And since 6 months, we still talking each other. We still are
Nice.
talking together. Yeah.
So are you learning a few Korean words?
I'm not because
You should.
yes, I should, but Korean, it's it's so difficult to learn for me. But actually, my time is so limited because I have to work so lot because of my profession.
Yes.
Sometimes it might be over 50 hours per week, and that's why I have to. I need to correct word. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't apologize.
I have to evaluate my time the best, right?
Yes. Wow. Okay. So your Korean friend, do you speak English to each other?
Yes, we do.
Ah. I think it's important that you should learn a couple of Korean words and he can learn a couple of Turkish words.
Yes, I wish to learn Korean words from him, but we need more time. And I would like to go there and When he comes to Turkey again, I want to connect to him, right?
With him.
With him, right? And I think I would learn some more words, more Korean words.
Yeah, good. I think Korean is quite hard. I have students from a lot of students from Turkey, a lot of students from Brazil, a lot of Saudi Arabian students, some Chinese students. I always try to learn a few words. I think it's super fun.
Yes, I agree 100%. And by the way, I want to say to you, you look like Turkish people, right? Turkish person.
Do I?
Yes, you do.
Oh, wow.
And
That's good. I like that.
Especially you look like my cousin. You look
I
like
remind you of your cousin.
Yeah, when I see you, when I saw you, I said that, wow, she looked like my cousin.
Oh, well, I'm sorry for your cousin that she has to look like me.
Why?
No, it's a joke.
Yeah,
It's a joke.
because I don't agree with you. You look like so younger, and when you said to me, when you told me I am 30 years old, I didn't believe in you, and I told myself, how she could be 30 years old. If you
How
told
can
me,
she be 30 years?
if you told me I am 25 years old, I think I would believe in you.
Oh, that's good. I like that. But I think the camera changes the way you look a lot. So hopefully the camera is making me look younger and slimmer. That would be fabulous. All right, let's have a look at your lesson. I'm quite interested to see what you chose on Engu. Do you work on Engu quite a lot?
Yes. Actually, I didn't understand this question. I know this is so basic question.
It's okay.
Long distance relationship, right? And I think English is a good method to learn English than Cambly lessons. Cambly is a good method as a conversation, right? Cambly's teachers and Cambly's platform is so successful, but I don't like Cambly lessons, right? That's why I prefer English lessons to learn English on Cambly.
Yes, I mean, that's absolutely fine. We all learn differently. We all have different things that work for us. And I always like to switch things up. I don't actually use Cambly lessons a lot anymore. When a student of mine has signed up to a course on Cambly and they want to do it, then I do those with them. But I generally try to, when I first meet a student, I try to get to know the student so I can then offer an article that they will actually be interested in, because if you're reading about something you don't care about, you won't learn anything. And then when normally during the first two lessons, I would analyze and see what level my student is at. And then I would tailor make my lessons to that student. For example, I like to focus a lot on pronunciation, not necessarily accent, but pronunciation, because this is the difference between being fluent or not. So things like saying the instead of de, or w instead of v, or, you know, there are many different mispronunciations, and I like to focus on those. So a lot of my, each nation has their own challenges. So I think for Portuguese students, it would be an ed ending, like walked instead of walked. things like that. So that's basically what I normally do. And that's why I asked you, what makes you happy or what are your hobbies? Because if I give you an article on Engu about, I don't know, NASA, you might not be interested in it, you know? So if I give you a lesson about care homes or maybe animals becoming extinct, I think you will be interested. So yeah, I think that's important. So long distance relationships. Do you understand the concept, the idea of
I
this?
do. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Have you ever had any long distance relationships?
Yes, I had. I had one time, but I didn't be successful.
It's very hard, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Because
You have
we'll talk about it, yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and have a look at the vocabulary. Do you want to read these?
Okay. Affection. Right? First one is
Perfect pronunciation, yes. Do you know this word?
affection is a noun, and it's not only for your closer friends or relatives, and also for someone else, right? And hugging when you meet a person, you need to make affection.
Yes.
You might be make an affection.
Yeah. It depends who this person is. If it's a business partner or if it's someone you're meeting for business, the way you show affection would be different to if it is, for example, your friend's mother that you're meeting, you know? So yeah, affection is just being kind, showing care, love, and trying to build a relationship. Starts with affection, I believe. I want to talk about the one word that you kind of mispronounced just a little bit. You said relatives.
Relative.
I want you to put the stress on the E. Relative. Relative.
Relative.
Yeah, my relatives.
Relative. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks.
All right, let's move on to the next word.
Okay, then I coach up my wrong, right? My mistake, and I should have told you to show affection someone, not me.
To someone. Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the second one is miserable.
Miserable.
Miserable it means that, according to the word, according to the page, very unhappy, sick, or unwell. Unwell, yeah. And miserable, I think we can say about poor people, right? And also,
some poor people might actually look at the bright side of life, and they might actually be happy even if they have nothing. So miserable is basically when you are kind of feeling depressed and you are unhappy, like the time during COVID. Everyone had roller coaster emotions, like a roller coaster. So one day we were up and happy and exercising and cleaning, and the next day we did not want to do anything and we were lying on the sofa eating everything we can find. So we were super excited, super happy, content, and then we became miserable and unhappy.
Yeah, I see that right now. Okay.
Good.
Thank you. And according to the example, yeah. And I can make another example.
Good. Go ahead.
After he felt so miserable after his father died.
Died.
Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. That's a really good sentence. Yeah.
Thanks.
Nice.
Okay. I like. Yeah. Okay. I like doing exercise video.
You do?
Yes, did I? I did.
Good. I like that. I'm happy.
Me too.
Go ahead. Let's have a look at the next word.
I might be making a mistake now.
It's okay. Don't be scared.
Priority.
Good. That's perfect. You see the little blue phonetic spelling on the right next to the word? You can see there's a little comma next to the I, right? Okay. You see the first syllable, there's a little comma.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you would have to put the stress on the next sound. Priority.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Priority. Priority.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
What is priority?
My life. Being happy. Because when the people were born, and every people want to be happy, and every person want to be happy, and they think that when I finish the school I'll be happy, and when person finish the school, and most of them still unhappy, and after get married, after finish school, and get a job and be retired, many people still not happy. If you want to be happy now, you have to be happy right now, and that's why my priority being happy right now, right?
Good. I like that. That's very good.
Thanks.
You're very right. A lot of people wait and they say, oh, I will be happy when I finish studying. I will be happy when I get a new house. I will be happy when I have this new car I want. You won't be happy if you wait.
Exactly.
You need to make yourself happy. You cannot depend on someone else or something else to make you happy. You have to wake up every morning and think, I am so grateful. Look how beautiful the life is. Look how beautiful everything is outside. And you have to make yourself happy.
Exactly true, yes.
Yeah. Good. So your priority is your happiness.
Exactly. My happiness.
Mm-hmm. And can you describe to me what the word priority means?
Okay.
What the definition is?
Can I read it? You
can. That's fine. Yeah.
Something that is considered more important than other things, and that needs to be done first.
Yes. I want to say one thing. Stop saying sorry. Okay? Stop apologizing. I don't want you to say sorry. Okay?
I have a problem with my confidence, or I am get used to say this word. How could say instead of sorry in the lesson?
You can say, excuse me, but it's not necessary. You are here to learn English, okay? So you don't have to apologize. I want you to make mistakes because I can help you then. If you don't make mistakes, then, why am I here?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so it's important that you make mistakes. Then I can teach you how to do it the right way.
Okay, then I'll correct then I'll correct these words. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll say okay.
Perfect. That's good. Yeah.
Last one. Faithful.
Good.
faithful means having or showing true or constant support or loyalty. For example, dogs are very faithful animals.
Yes, and loyal. Yeah, absolutely.
And I had a dog when I was living in the village, and actually I was born in a village far from here. Now I live in Istanbul, and I moved here 2 years ago, and I used to live in a small city in Turkey, near of the capital of Turkey.
Close to the capital.
Close to the capital of Turkey. And my family still live in a village. And actually my life totally challenged up to here, because
I can imagine.
I was when I was a shepherd in the village, and I was
You looked after sheep.
Yes, I looked after sheep. And I was deal with at the same time, and I was studying lesson. And it was so difficult, but I succeed. I was riding. I was riding a donkey, right?
A donkey, yes.
Donkey to manage a sheep, and I had a book. I think I was studying history, right? And when I take an exam to get a job, when I took an exam to get a job, and I saw same thing that I was studying when I was in village, when I was reading at the same time.
Wow.
When I was dealing with shepherd. When I was dealing with sheep.
When you were doing two things at once. That sounds crazy.
Yes, I'm so crazy, man. And my father told me we have sheep, right? And we have field, right? It might be field. Yes, field. And you would make more money in here. And I told him, I don't want to stay here. I don't want to. I want to escape from my comfort zone. I want to. There are many things to discover it, and I'll do more things. I don't want my priority, not making money, right? Not making money, and my priority is enjoy and discover the world, discover making new friends. And when I have a child, right, I want to teach them many. I want to make them happy, right?
Yes, exactly. I agree with you. I also grew up in a small town. I could not get away from there quick enough, I was so unhappy in this small town. I just wanted to leave there. And as soon as I started traveling, I found myself. I found happiness. And I think that small towns aren't always the best thing, because it puts you into a small box and everyone knows each other in the town. And they talk about each other. I can't. They gossip all the time. I can't stand it. It makes me so angry or very upset, because they don't have interesting lives, so they can only talk about each other.
After you told me, I learned that gossip is same everywhere, because I suppose that not only in a small town in Turkey, because after you told me, I suppose that everywhere is same. We ask for gossip.
Yes, I think people are curious creatures, and our lives are quite mundane, quite boring. So we are looking for anything that can be a little bit interesting, and we love nothing more but to talk about each other. It's crazy. I would rather want to talk to someone and ask them questions that they don't want to answer so that I can connect with them, build a relationship with them, and maybe give them some helpful advice. But not everyone wants advice all the time. So, yeah, but I think it is really bad to talk about someone else, especially if you would never say that to their face. If you won't say that to their face, then you don't say it to someone else.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is
By the way,
rule.
what is the meaning of your name?
Melissa?
Yes.
I don't know, actually. You probably know that tutors on Cambly, a lot of tutors use different names to their real names, because if we use our real names, students can find us, and then Cambly would not make money, because we could teach them on our own time, maybe with a different platform like Zoom or Skype, and therefore we use a different name on Cambly.
Okay, I see. I suppose that when I see your name, it might be Turkey. She might be Turk, and I understand right now. It's okay being
Yes,
a Turk
but
or another. I wondered another things, right?
okay. Melissa is popular all over the world, though. It's not just in Turkey. So
I didn't know that.
I thought of this name, and I thought that it is a very common name all over the world. It's easy to pronounce, because if I told you my real name, you probably won't be able to pronounce it. So that is, I think, important to be able to connect with people, to be able to remember their names. So yeah, that's why I chose this name.
Yeah.
But my real name means raspberry or little queen in Russian. So little
My
queen.
engine is burning.
Okay, let's get reading this article.
Okay. Let me start it.
Yes, please.
We have the same phrase in Turkey: out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. This is very famous phrase, but does it really apply to long distance relationship? Being away from someone you care about can be one of the most difficult experiences. Showing affection and love to someone who is far away can turn into a challenge. Can long distance relationships last? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was going to say like this. Okay. Can long distance relationships last? They can, but they are hardly ever easy. Trust is the key to a successful long distance relationship. It is very hard to maintain. How could you pronounce
Yeah,
it?
perfect.
maintain, right? Maintain trust when you are far from each other. If you don't trust your partner, you will end up feeling miserable every day
Good.
that you spend apart and worrying about the things that might happen while you are not together. Time is also very important. A simple email, text message, or video call can mean a lot. That's why it's very important to take some time to let your partner know that they are still one of your priorities despite being away. A long-distance relationship is a very big challenge, but it is very impossible. It is just a matter. It's just a matter of being faithful, knowing your priorities, and proving that love is more powerful than distance.
Very good. I like the way you read. You read nice and slow, which is more important for me to read slowly and pronounce every word. You did not make many mistakes at all. I heard the one word was key. So we pronounce E, not A. Okay, key.
Key.
Yes. And I've seen that sometimes you read an abbreviation as two words, like you are, instead of your. Do not instead of don't. So be aware when you read things like that's. Don't say that is. We have to read what we see, all right? But your reading is really good. I would like to see you try and change the way you read your question marks and full stops. Okay? So your intonation in your voice. Maybe we can read a children's story, because this will give you an opportunity to really play with your voice and get creative and read as if you're reading to a child. You know, they love these funny, silly voices, and every person has to speak in a different voice. I think that would be a good exercise for you to start looking further into the sentence and seeing if it has a question mark. And you know that your voice should go up when it's a question mark, and when it's a end of a sentence, your voice needs to go down.
Sure.
But yeah, your reading is very good, really nice.
How was my pronunciation, by the way?
Perfect. You have a really, really good pronunciation. The only thing that I've noticed was the w. What was the word? Away, instead of away. So we can work on that.
Okay.
But it's really is very, really silly pronunciation error. It's not something that is very difficult to fix. You know. Okay, let's go to the questions. I'm just making a quick note here.
Okay. Question 1. According to the article, can long distance relationship last? Okay.
What's your answer?
Okay. The answer is I think first one. Being away from someone you care about can be one of the most difficult experience. No, I'm not correct answer. Yes, they can, but they are hardly ever easy.
Good. Very good. Okay. Question number 2. What are the secrets to having a lasting long-distance relationship?
Okay. Yes, it is. If you, I think the secret is trust each other, and if you don't trust your partner, you will end up feeling miserable every day that you spend apart and worrying about the things that might be happen while you are not together. I think trust each other, right?
Very good. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Why are emails, text messages, and video calls important in long-distance relationships?
That's why it's very important to take some time to let your partner know that they are still one of your priorities despite being away.
Yes, to remind them that they are still a priority.
Exactly.
Okay. Summary.
This is my challenge.
Okay.
Okay. Can I? Okay. Can I have? No. I didn't make a correct sentence. Can I get help from the article?
Yes, I don't care. You can have a look. Of course you can.
According to the article, there is a famous phrase in English, like in Turkish, out of sight, out of mind, right?
Perfect.
But I think, not I think, because we are summarized the article, being away from each other is so challenging, right?
Good.
And because when the partnership far from each other, it's the relationship turn into a challenge, right? Because they don't see each other, and they far from here, they far from each other. It's like this. But according to the article, they can long distance relationship last? Yes, they can, but we need to find out how they can long distance relationship last, right? It's the most important things, trust each other to maintain a relationship, because things that I have a girlfriend and she is far from me, and if I don't trust her, the relationship will end up feeling miserable, and probably I have a suspicious suspicion him, right, or her. I need another one. Suspicion.
You feel suspicious of her.
Of her, right? And I have a and okay, worrying of her. According to the article, time is so important, and technology has developed, right? That's why we can make a phone call and we can text, right? Text message or video call, and we have I'm sorry. Not. I need a time to get to use. Don't use this word.
Okay. Listen, don't worry, it's fine. Let me give you a little trick. Normally, when we write an article, there are different paragraphs. The first paragraph would be an introduction. It gives you a little bit of an understanding of what will happen in the article. Then we have some body. We have a few paragraphs that gives us the main content of the article. The last paragraph is the conclusion and basically summarizes the article for you. Okay. So when we look at the last paragraph, it tells us that long distance relationships are hard, but it's not impossible. And we can conquer or we can be successful in long distance relationships if we are faithful, if we trust each other, if we know that the other person is a priority of ours, and we can make sure that we call them all the time and tell them how important they are to us. And that way we can actually show that long distance relationships is possible.
Okay. I should try like this next time.
Yes, you don't have to like read the last paragraph by itself. Sorry. But you can get the whole concept of the article in that one paragraph. So you can also add little bits that you think is important that you saw in the body of the article. That will help as well. But yeah, I think that will help you a lot. If you just look at the last paragraph, that will help you.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to exercise 5. Discussion. Do you believe in the phrase out of sight, out of mind?
It depends on the people, right? It depends on the person.
Very good.
And because some people don't maintain some people don't maintain their relationship without partner. But some people they can, right? We have another things. Yes, they can maintain their relationship, and to find out what's the correct word? Yes, I forget the basic word.
It's okay. Write it for me in Turkish, and I can translate it.
Yeah, idea. Okay. Idea, right?
Idea.
Is so
Okay.
important in people's minds, right? And otherwise, people can make a story in their mind, but they are not. They didn't happen, but they think they might think that, for example, someone who has a relationship, right, and his partner and their partner is far from them, and they can make a mistake. They can make a story in their mind. Oh, she is, or he he has another relationship, and I don't rely on. Yeah, and it might be terrible.
I understand what you mean.
Turn into terrible thing.
Yes, trust issues, jealousy, insecurities. Those are all things that will play a big role in your relationship. So out of sight, out of mind will be true. In a lot of cases. With some people, they are insecure people. Maybe they are jealous individuals. So then it would play a part. But if you have a really strong connection with somebody, then you will trust them. And even if you were a insecure person or a jealous person before, it could change that, because you know how crazy you are about each other and how much you love each other. So this can be true in some cases, I think, but it won't be true for everybody.
Yeah, I told a friend of mine same thing, and he was so jealous of his girlfriend, and I told him, my friend, I wanna ask a question to you. Your friend, did leave? Did your friend? I'm sorry. Was your girlfriend able to live before you, and she protect herself before you, right? And you
Yeah.
don't be jealous, right? Because she was exist, right, before you, and she might be continue with you, right? She might be protect herself with you, and I think I might be translate correct, but
Trying to translate
yeah.
it, yes.
Do you understand what I mean? What I'm saying?
Yes, you're trying to say that she lived a life before he was there in her life, and that he might be pushing her away
Exactly.
because she is capable. She needs to choose for herself if she wants to be with him or someone else. And if you show signs of jealousy, if you become crazy and you want to control somebody, then would that would make them feel like, they don't want to be with you. They don't want to spend time with you. Yeah.
Okay, I see that.
Good. Let's move on. Question number 2. Do you want to read it?
Do you think a long distance relationship can last forever? It's so hard. Maybe a little bit, maybe, but in my opinion, if the person love their partner so lot, it might be possible. Otherwise, it might not be possible loving each other forever. Happy
Yeah,
forever.
I think if you love each other so much, you would make changes in your life so that you can move to your partner or your partner can move to you. I think that long distance relationships is only something that will happen, for example, if we are both studying at a different university, that will give us opportunities, that is a good reason for me. I'm thinking one thing that could make a relationship be long distance for a very long time is, for example, if I have children and my partner has children and they can't move away from there because they want to see their children. But at some stage, your children will be old enough to go to university or go and live their own life. So I don't think that a long distance relationship would be forever. It will only be for a specific amount of time until you can actually be with each other. So yeah, that's strange if someone wants to have a long distance relationship forever.
I am, I am so young to understand something very well.
Okay, number 3.
Fortunately, what should couples do in order to make their long distance relationship last? Okay. What's the meaning of relationship last?
So it's two different words. To make a relationship last means that it is lasting a long time. It doesn't get, we don't finish. You don't finish the relationship. So after last, imagine like something that is still standing. It is lasting a long time. You are the last man standing. Imagine, try to remember it like that. Maybe
someone is still
you're the
exist.
last one standing. Sorry,
Someone is still exist, right? Exist.
repeat.
Being exist,
Yes.
right?
Yes, it's still existing.
Exist.
So I'm just trying to, I always try to connect, make a story to a word so that you can remember the meaning of the word and think of that story, because it's easier to remember a story than what it is a random word, you know?
I'm so appreciative to you because of that.
Okay, so you're the last man standing. Your relationship is still lasting.
Okay.
So let's look at the question again.
People don't be jealous.
What?
Right?
Yeah.
And for their relatives, their relationships, and the most important things is being the most important thing, right, is
there you go. Good.
Trust for their
in it.
I'm sorry.
In it.
Trust in each other, right? And get in touch. This would be get in touch with make a video call and text message, and showing each other that cares each other, and something like that. This kind of things.
Good, very good. Okay. Number 4. Have any of your friends ever been in a long-distance relationship?
I think the question was going to ask, have you? Yes, you. Me.
Yes. I already asked you that.
Yes. When I got a job, I had a girlfriend, and she got started to university, and we were far from each other, and we didn't maintain a relationship. I think yes, the answer is
okay, good. So let's have a look if we can answer the last question quickly. What do you think would be the hardest part about being in a long-distance relationship?
The most important things, as I said, trust in each other, because when you are far from each other, because like me, I want to give an example about me. We were far from each other, and some suspicion had happened, and she told me, you don't, and cares, right? You don't care me. She told me, maybe she was right, maybe not. It depends on I don't want to make a comment. And being jealous, and but the hardest part is trust in each other, right?
Yes, that's true. You have to trust in your love for each other.
Exactly true.
So our time is finished. It was so nice to meet you, Hamza. I hope to speak to you again very soon.
You too. And I'm so happy because of this lesson. I enjoyed so a lot. And as you said, time passes by so quickly. And that was so enjoying lesson. I'm so appreciative to you again.
Good. You're very welcome. It was lovely to meet you. I'm so happy that you really enjoyed it. And I hope to speak to you again soon.
There are so many things that I will learn from you. Thank you.
All right. I'll see you next time. Take
Take care of
care.
yourself. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day.